see the head on the one that you're talking about, James. You can actually see where the head, the costume head, is tucked in.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? There is a certain group of people that watch that, and they believe it because they want to believe it.
Yeah.
Now,
and here's a...
Oh, James, I just wanted to say I got your message with what I was saying about what's going on with the helicopters around, Las Vegas. There, you sent it to me with a picture of a guy in the helicopter.
Yeah, so you get an idea of what that. It's a little bit different. So it's probably got that helicopter's got things on it that you might mistake it for something, but not every day. Eventually, you'd think, well, that's a helicopter.
I have no idea. The other hoaxer is the one where the guy for 10 years had this Bigfoot head in the freezer.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Well, really, his father had it since 1957 in the freezer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the guy is...
Are we talking about the same one?
Well, he's out in front of like a log cabin or a log shack or something with it.
You've probably seen it before. He's actually a comedian.
Yeah, he is.
And
he's dead. I know the one guy.
Go ahead.
Sorry, James. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say he's dead serious when he does it, but you could tell it's a hoax. The head's like the size of a Volkswagen or something.
Yeah, more like a bison head or something like that. A buffalo head.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, you know what? The guy is a hoaxer. He's proven he is a comedian, and he just, that thing has been circulating around for years, though.
Yeah, it has.
People just all of a sudden see it, and they think, oh, yeah, and then they post it up on Facebook like clockwork every couple months. There it is. And for years. And it was on MySpace before, well, if you want to believe it, that is fine. I mean, you know what? I don't want to damper somebody's beliefs. I just want to get the facts. Something is going on, and that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom. That's why we have the guests we have on our show. I hate hoaxers, or if I can't believe the guy who's doing these videos in Las Vegas. I think deep down he knows what he's doing. Otherwise, he wouldn't be charging on YouTube to see it.
Yeah, he gets charged, especially when he's charging.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, join my page for so much a month, and you can see all. Come on.
And the thing is, I would imagine once you see one or two of them, they all got to look about the same because it's the same helicopter.
Well,
right?
We had him on our show, and I gave him a chance to explain stuff, and he talked around everything. You remember that, James?
Oh, yeah. Because I remember I asked a couple questions, and it's like he was very good at distracting and going on a whole line of something that wasn't even pertinent to the question.
Yeah, he skated around it, like there's a sheet of ice and he had ice skates on. He would skate around it. I mean, I at that point, I wanted him on because, one, I thought he had some real stuff. But then after talking to the guy, I started realizing he was more interested in just getting them out on YouTube. And in fact, even on the show, he mentioned that you could subscribe to his YouTube because he figures if he's going to do this, he might make some money to buy equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we can actually see the helicopter.
Haven't you always noticed it's slightly out of focus, too?
Yeah, pretty much. You're right.
It's got to be. That helps. Helps the convince people. If it was clear, they would think, well, it's fake. You gotta have it a little pixelated.
Oh, years ago, it was really bad. You guys are young, but I remember when I was younger, you'd be reading these magazines, right? And you could buy this diet pill, and you would lose weight, and here you are, fat, obese, right? And then here's a picture of you after you've been taking this miracle pill where you've lost 100 pounds in 30 days, but it was, kind of blurry. Why is the one sharp when you're obese but the one after you lost the weight is kind of blurry. Well, it's because it's not the same person. That's why.
Exactly. That's what I want to make that money.
I see one the other day. It was pretty much the same line, what you're talking about, losing weight, and it showed a before and after. The only thing was the lady that was in the picture, she'd lost her tattoo, too, on the after.
Well, isn't that... I've seen some like that. It might have been the same one. Hey, yeah, like, wow, this, what happened to the tattoo? Oh, she went and had laser, surgery and had it removed.
I got news for you. That don't work. I knew somebody that had laser surgery many times, and you can still see them. They just don't go away.
I wish mine would. But, again, that's a dead giveaway. But you know what? People fall for it. I'm not knocking these people that are supporting this guy. If you want to believe him, that, like I said, this show is nothing but entertainment. Okay? We're not NBC or CBS or ABC or CNN. We are an entertainment show. So you can take it either way. You can believe it or not and believe what the guests say or not. That's up to you. I'm not putting a gun to anybody's head and say that you have to believe what we're talking about.
It's entertainment. You know who said that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
that reminds me of going back to what we were talking about before about the Bigfoot. That reminds me of the Minnesota Iceman. And, Ken Gerhart writes, and also if you read, back in the day, this being or this person had to have been real, because I guess at one point the ice cracked and they could smell a putrid, smell coming out of the ice. But then I guess a couple years later, he had replaced it with a silicone copy of it. And that just killed any chance of it being real right there. And that's a good example of something, in this field, one little thing goes wrong and it just sets you back.
Oh, it does. And, the one I like is where the guy's down at a pond, okay? And all of a sudden, some little bubbles start coming up. And then big bubbles start coming up. And then a white Bigfoot pops out of the water, swims to the shore, and runs away. I didn't know Bigfoot could live underwater. I never seen any gills on any of them. But, guess what? That was a report.
Maybe it was one of those interdimensional Bigfoots and just the portal happened to be under the water. It could be. Exactly. You never know.
Wrong coordinates.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll send you there, James, and we'll put you on, with, a diving mask and tanks and fins, and you can sit there and wait for the next one to come through.
I feel like the guinea pig. You remember Mutual Omaha when the older guy would always send Jim out to poke the bear. How's come I'm always the one poking the bear?
Well, have I ever sent you out yet? No. So don't worry about it. I'm scared you'd get lost on your bike on the way.
I probably would. I had to have you on speed dial for GPS. I'd get lost.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? Hey, Ryan, I want to thank you. You're going to be on next Thursday. And how can they, if they have a report and they want to report it to you, how can they do it?
Well, they can get a hold of me on your site. And if you scroll down, you'll see my beautiful picture there. And it says, but you can get a hold of me at Ryan Night Dreams Talk Radio at gmail.com. And it's on your site. If you scroll down, you'll see it.
Well, you know what? You got to get a picture taken like that. And you got to be holding like the USS Enterprise, the Star Trek one, or a UFO in your hand and looking at it. And then we need to put that up there. Why not? You can say that you captured a miniature UFO.
I got the perfect photo for you.
Okay. Well, anyway, Ryan, I want to thank you for coming on, my friend.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Say hi to your wife and family.
Will do. You guys have a good weekend.
Okay. You take care, my friend.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So anyway, we got some good reports, and guess what? I think I'm trying to debunk this thing that's going on in Las Vegas. I mean, that's some of the things I do during the day, James. I just don't sit here and I verify things. And I just couldn't resist today answering and then having dozens of people saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, that it is definitely UFOs. Okay, well, if they are in that area every other week or every week, depending on the time of the year, and they're going from spot to spot to spot, they're scanning people.
Yeah.
Maybe they're scanning in people's houses and making X-rated movies on planet Uranus.
Oh my goodness, that's too much. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like there's been a couple. The Bigfoot. There was 2 hoaxes. One of them was from your state there with that cutout. And another one recently right here where I live near in Ohio, and I've debunked those thoroughly with evidence. Broke it all down. And some people don't matter. The evidence hitting them right in the face, and they're like, "Nope, that's real." I'm like, okay.
Well, you know what? It's people that. You're not going to convince certain people, No, you're not, and it's why bother, And I'm not trying to change, or I'm not trying to cause problems to this guy, but I just don't like somebody posting up these type of videos constantly, and then you see all these hundreds of people that really believe it. It really shocks me that people are that naive. Again, seriously, think about it. Wherever town you're in, if you're in Nebraska, in Buck Hill, Nebraska, and all of a sudden you see every week UFOs, every week somebody's photographing UFOs in your town, week after week, year after year, wouldn't you get a little suspicious after a while? That's all I'm saying.
Or at least be curious and want to check it out and get to the bottom of it or something. Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe that's where they're invading us, is in Las Vegas. They're bringing the clones down. And what they're doing is bringing the clones down. And they're
in pods.
Yeah, no. What they're doing is they're zapping people up and putting a clone back down in their place.
Oh.
Okay, so they're replacing all Las Vegas with clones.
Interesting. A little scary.
Yeah.
Got me scared now.
I need another beer. Anyway, tonight we have Whitley Strieber on. We're going to be talking about the coming superstorm and his other book, A New World. I'll tell you what, Whitley was a very good friend of Art Bell. I was a friend of Art Bell's, but never a great friend as a friend. But I really admire Whitley for writing that book and Art writing that book when they did. Because a lot of people at that time frame, Al Gore was saying for years, oh, we're going to go for climate change. This is what's going to happen. And people mocked him and made fun of him. Well, you know what? They wrote that book and it is coming true. What is time? Time is measured by what? Us. We're the one that made the time up. It could have been 2 rotations of the Earth instead of 1 rotation of the Earth. It's all because what we decided time is. Let's think about that. We'll be back after the news with Whitley. So everybody, tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Scintillas in the stream, hoping for what's true. I'm trawling for honor in this shallow pool. Borealis starlit crown arches over the Puget Sound.